Hello, I'm Beth, and Summer is upstairs playing with her daddy, and we are Chic Crochet. It is in the evening, and it's been a rainy, cold day, so it has been just a perfect day to crochet. And in this video, we're just going to chat and update you on some things that are going on. And also I'm going to fill you in on an upcoming video I have, which will be a tutorial about a fall granny square bag. And actually this granny square is one of the granny squares that are in that bag. So I will tell you all about that. So Mr. Chic Crochet and I have been on vacation, and we just got back recently. So we did get to go to Europe, and that was so amazing. We flew into Rome and stayed there for about 5 days. So in Rome, we got to do all the things we have never done before. So every place that we went on this trip, neither one of us had ever been. So that was really, really fun. We had never been to Italy, and we did all of the things that you should see when you are in Italy. Well, at least in Rome. We didn't go all over the country, but we did go to a few different locations. But we certainly saw the Vatican and visited the Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Square, and St. Peter's Basilica. We went to the Roman Forum and the Colosseum. We went to the catacombs, the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, all of those things, and it was magnificent. We stayed in a area called Trastevere, and we could walk most everywhere we wanted to go from Trastevere. If you are going that way and you need a name of a hotel, we stayed at the Lolly Hotel, which was a boutique hotel in Trastevere, and it was just so quaint but beautiful. And I will try to pop in some pictures and maybe some video if you're interested in seeing that. And at the end of that 5 days, we went to the nearby cruise port, which is actually not that close by. It's about an hour drive from Rome. And we got on the celebrity ship Equinox and set sail for a 10-day cruise. And the very next day, after we got on the cruise ship, we were in port in Naples. And instead of going to Pompeii, I opted to do an excursion to the Isle of Capri. And Mr. Chic Crochet was not really involved in the planning. I would ask him, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And he pretty much just left it all up to me, since none of this either one of us had ever done. And he has been very busy with a new position at his job lately. So I did all of the planning, and he would just ask me what time to be ready in the morning, and he would be ready to go. And like from one day to the next, sometimes he didn't know where we were going to end up that day. So that was kind of fun for him, and kind of fun for me to surprise him like that. So we got on that hydrofoil ferry to Capri, and then we went into the Blue Grotto when we got to Capri, but we also toured the island and that kind of thing too. So if you do not know what the Blue Grotto is, I will pop in a little video of that. So one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. It's an underwater cave, and the opening is very tiny. And when you get inside of the cave opening, you go in a small rowboat. And once your boat captain gets you through that tiny hole and into the Blue Grotto, the water inside is a color of blue I've never seen in nature. It is, I would call it an electric blue, or almost, it looked like it was radioactive. The water was glowing, and that effect is produced purely by natural light. The only light coming into that cave is through that tiny opening which we came through, and it is just an astounding effect. Getting into the Blue Grotto is a little dangerous. I did not realize this when I signed up for it, but the boat captain, once you get into the small rowboat, they will ask you to lie down flat in the boat. So the boat was only big enough for myself, my husband, the boat captain who stood in the middle, and then another couple lay down on the opposite end of the boat as us. So their feet and legs were touching our feet and legs as we're lying down flat in the boat. And then the boat captain has to wait for the water to splash the top of the cave opening. And once that happens, then of course the water goes down. So the splashes go up and down, up and down. So when the water splashes up, he grabs a chain that's attached to the cave opening. He lies down flat in the boat on top of us and pulls us through the opening. And then by the time the water splashes back up, we are already through the opening. And then once you're inside, the cave ceiling is quite high, and there's several other boats in there with you, and they are all rowing around kind of in a circle. And then once you do your round the circle in the cave, then they take you back out. So it's maybe like 5 minutes or so that you're in there, and all of the boat captains are singing a song in unison. So anyway, it was just one of the most incredible experiences of my life, and my husband just cannot stop talking about it either. After that, we went to Florence, and our boat was docked in Florence for a couple of days. So we got to tour Florence, go to the Duomo, go see David at the Accademia Museum, and of course, so we saw so many great works by Michelangelo as we were there in Rome and in Florence. And another day we took an excursion to Cinque Terre, which is the 5 villages. They're these 5 seaside villages. They're very old in Italy, and the houses are built on the side of these cliffs. I think they call them cliff homes, and they're all these bright different colors, and it's a fishing village, or 5 fishing villages, and another incredible experience. After Italy, we went to France for a couple of days. We went to 2 different cities. We went to Cannes and we went to Marseille. And we did not do excursions in either one of those cities. We had done so many excursions up until that point. We were pretty tired and wanted to kind of go out and venture on our own. So we did that both in Cannes and Marseille, and that was cool as well. Neither one of us had ever been to France, and I had been trying to learn some French over the last year or so, and that was really fun, and I got to try out my French. After that, we went to Barcelona, Spain, and we concluded our trip in Barcelona. So we went to see the Sagrada Familia, designed by Gaudi, the famous artist and architectural designer. That was incredible. We saw several buildings designed by Gaudi, and not only was Sagrada Familia very cool, but we had a tour of the Picasso Museum, and that was fantastic. Once we finished that, our trip was concluded. We spent about 17 days in Europe, and by that time, I was ready to come home. I typically am not ready at the end of vacation to come home. Last year, we got to go to Greece and Turkey, and that was more of I think it was 15 days. And at the end of that trip, I was really not ready to come home. I had such an incredible time, and I was not tired of traveling yet. I was missing my children, of course, and my puppy Summer and my family, but I was not exhausted by any means, and I could have gone a while longer. But this trip, having that extra couple of days or half week that we added on in length, that was longer than the trip to Greece, it got it out of my system. It went so well. I was just so blessed, felt completely blessed and taken care of by the Lord, that we were just granted this just fantastic experience. It was kind of overwhelming. It almost makes me cry because it was just such an incredible blessing. I don't ever want to take any blessing like that I'm given for granted. I have not earned it. My husband and I have worked very hard, but it is God's gift that He gave us the ability to work as we have and to be able to do those things. And I'm just thankful. I don't take it for granted. I don't want to take it for granted. I appreciate that I got to do that. And not everyone gets to do those kind of things. And I'm just thankful, just so thankful. It was such a satisfying, completely satisfying experience. I don't feel like we missed anything. Of course, you can't do everything, but what we did get to do was just perfectly enjoyable, and we got along so well. Not that we don't get along, but when you travel with someone for that long, you might have a little argument or disagreement here or there, but we didn't. It was just perfect. So we're home, and I'm so grateful it happened. And I'm just completely content with that trip, and I wanted to share that with you because that's if you have any questions about our itinerary or what we did, if that's something you plan on doing in the future, I will be glad to answer those questions, because I planned that trip completely on my own, without a travel agent, without any help at all. Last year, when we went to Greece and Turkey, that trip was completely different because it was a chartered trip, and we didn't have to do anything. I just booked it, paid for it, and they told us every move to make. I did not have to do any of the planning. So even the excursions were planned and carried out for us. So it was just the easiest thing in the world. So this was completely different, where I had to take care of the airfare, the car transfers, any transportation, booking any kind of tour or excursion that we wanted to do, booking the tickets to get into all of these places. Many of them are booked way in advance, like seeing the Statue of David, the Picasso Museum, the Vatican for sure, because this was the year of the Jubilee. So all of those things had to be done in advance, and I just was terrified that I would get there and they would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a reservation for you," or something like that. But none of that happened. Everything went very smoothly. So it was better than I could have imagined. So I have to tell you what happened at the beginning of the trip, the very beginning of the trip. So I have a cousin who is a captain for United, and all of her trips are international, so she only flies international, and I knew she flew to Rome all the time. So as I was getting ready to book it, I texted her and I asked, I said, "Are you flying to Italy in September?" And she said, "Well, probably, but it'll be a while before I get my schedule. Are you going?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, let me know what your flight number is and I will request it." So I did, and she did, and she got my flight. So she was our captain. So she brought us up to the cockpit, and I got my picture made in the cockpit with my cousin, and that was just really cool. And it was our 30th wedding anniversary this year. And that's one of the reasons that we just had this blowout trip, because, 30 years of marriage, we really wanted to celebrate. And so they came over the intercom of the plane and wished us a happy anniversary. And the whole cabin of the plane, they applauded for us. And that was just so funny. And I wish I had recorded it, but I didn't know it was going to happen, so I did not record that happening. But that got the trip off with a bang. That kind of set the tone for how the rest of that trip went. It just went like clockwork. It was amazing. So I have not been crocheting, obviously, because I have been away. But when I got back, I immediately started working on this fall bag. It's a granny square bag, and I'm going to release a video with a tutorial, and we're going to start from the very beginning, which is learning how to make the magic ring. I'm doing a little tutorial for that, and then we're going step by step how to make the granny squares, how to block, and then how to assemble the bag. And finally, I'm going to do a tutorial on making a bag charm for the bag, like a fall bag charm. So I believe I'm going to divide this video up into episodes where you can just watch. If you already know how to make the magic ring, or you know how to block, you can skip the episodes that you do not need or want to watch. So that's going to be coming very soon. The other thing is, did you notice what I'm snuggled up in here on the sofa? It is my mermaid tail. If you have not seen the video on my mermaid tail, you can go back and watch that. There's a couple of my videos I talk about the mermaid tail, and I did not do a tutorial for it because it is not my pattern, but I did in one of my videos, I show how to make the crocodile stitch, which this this mermaid tail is made up of hundreds, felt like thousands of crocodile stitches, and that is what makes the fish scale. So as you can see here, she has a very long tail, and I enjoyed this mermaid tail. I really enjoyed making it, although it took a very long time. But when I was finished, the result was exactly how I envisioned it. And as it has been cold, as I told you, I am starting to really enjoy snuggling up with it on the couch. So yeah, that's my mermaid tail. And I'm thinking about, I have another skein left of this yarn, and I'm thinking about just making a little shawl out of the remaining skein. And so if my shoulders are cold, I can just put that over, and then I will have the whole ensemble going on. So I might do that. Why not? Why not? I don't know if Italians say why not all the time, or if it's just that I happen to come in contact with a lot of Italians that said it, but it seemed like that was a common theme when I was shopping in a shop, or I was trying to decide whether to do this or that while we were in Rome, or maybe order dessert or whatever. It seemed that a lot of the Italians would say, yeah, why not? Or, sure, why not? Why not? Why not have that other piece of cake? Or why not order the large gelato? Or why not spend $600 to go on this extra excursion? When I was trying to debate whether to do anything, extra, they would always say, why not? So anyway, why not make a shawl that goes with the mermaid tail? Why not? As they say in Italy, apparently. Why not? So that's what we're going to do. I am almost finished with this very last granny square, so that is going to be coming up very, very soon. Very soon. Another thing that might be coming, I am going to the beach in a few days. And as I said, 61 degrees to me is very cold. And at the beach, specifically North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it is about 10 degrees warmer than it is here where I live. And I have a beach condo there. It's nothing fancy. It's really small. And I have to rent the beach condo out to guests. I have a management company that handles that for me. I don't have to handle it directly, but when it's wintertime or off season, I go down and use it myself. So Summer and I will be scooting down to the beach in a few days, and I hope to do some crocheting down there, as I will be not working with my clients. Hopefully while I'm at the beach, I'll be able to just kind of enjoy some slow, lazy days. And I'm going to film while I'm there and let you see what the condo looks like and what our views are like there. It's pretty fun. So that will be coming up also. So thank you for joining me for this little crochet and chat and catching up with you. And please be looking for that granny square fall bag that I'm going to show you very soon. And if you aren't familiar with how to make a very simple granny square bag, that might be a video to get you started. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, my friends, let your light shine and always stay chic. Bye-bye.
Chic, chic.